ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cheers to Health. Of course, you got me, Brian, the one and only, that bad man Torres. And of course, we got to have AJ, Kick and Wing, Mr. 350 in the house, Tomlinson, and Omar, the guy with the stash that we want him to shave off, Torres.
Not shaving it off.
Woo!
Not shaving it off.
Get rid of that
Growing,
fucking
Yo,
thing.
growing.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Glad to have you guys. And today we have a special guest. Omar, would you like to introduce this young lady, Miss Allie?
Yeah, so the guest for today is Allie Fox. How's the day going, Allie?
Busy.
Yeah, seriously. I went
I'm
through
still at the.
I went through the Y today 3 times, and I feel like I seen you every time. I was like, dang, she like lives here.
Omar, back off,
I've
dude.
been.
Why you stalking her?
I'm not. We work at the same spot. It's a small building. But yeah, so the goal of this podcast is, get our guests on here, and especially, those people that went through like a good, health journey, especially you being a personal trainer now and building on that. So tell us about yourself, tell us who you are. Like, obviously you're a personal trainer, but through that journey, how'd you get there and so forth?
Yeah. All right. I'm Allie, as we all know that.
What's up, Allie?
Lived in Colorado my whole entire life, which is fun. I still hate the winters here.
Yeah.
So I actually wasn't athletic growing up at all.
Neither was Omar.
I did
Wait.
a little bit of
Lie.
soccer at the Tri-Lakes Y, actually, because my mom worked there. And then I danced off and on from the age of 7 to 15. And then I ran track when I was 15. But other than that, I haven't done anything else. So I kind of started getting into lifting when I was 17. It was January of 2021. So I've now been going to the gym for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
So I started out, I was 100 pounds, and now I'm at 145.
There you go.
So I've put on 45 pounds in the past 3 years, which is kind of crazy to me. So I started out, I wasn't able to lift the bar for almost any lift, and so I feel like I've grown quite a bit. I started training at a gym called Villa Sport. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I think we have some of those around here in like the city area.
Cool.
Yeah. So I started at Villa Sport, so in a big commercial gym. And I luckily had a couple people help out, and then I started working for the Y 2 years ago, and I got my personal training certificate a year and a half ago. So I've been training for the past year and a half. And then now I am looking into powerlifting.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So I'm hoping to compete in April of this year.
Oh, yeah. Nice. There you go. Awesome.
That's awesome. So what kind of made you decide to become a personal trainer? Like, what was like, oh, that's what I want to do?
I feel like, especially being in high school, I kind of dealt with on and off disorderly eating, and I still struggle with that sometimes. So being 100 pounds, like, I started from nowhere, and my form wasn't good, and I had no idea what I was going. I was basically going off of what I saw on TikTok. So seeing girls on TikTok, I was like, oh, I want to be able to do that. And so I started that, and it took me a while to really build up. So once I started building up, I started really thinking this is something I want to help other people with. And so I decided to get my NASM cert. I was kind of on the fence. I remember the night I got it. It was New Year's Eve. I was like, I don't know if I should get it. And then I was kind of going back and forth. I was like, what if it's a waste of money? And it was a great decision for me, I feel like. So it's been a lot of fun being able to help people, especially with injuries. I've kind of found I really like helping injury recovery.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one at the YMCA.
Yeah, that was something that I was kind of looking into whenever I was like back in school and stuff, was like athletic training, stuff like that. Because I always thought it was like really cool, like having the trainer come down, like tape up ankles and like knees and elbows and stuff like that. And just knowing what was wrong and how to fix it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I love researching. I've had different clients with all different types of injuries, so being able to research and seeing what exercises are going to benefit them and what just hurt them. And so being able to really kind of learn more about it is a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Go ahead.
before you started like training and everything, were you going to school or was you just up at the Y?
So let's see. I graduated high school in 2021.
Oh, okay.
I went to college, did not do well my first semester. And so that first semester, I decided to take a gap year after, and that's when I got my certification and kind of started back up. And now I'm back in school. I'm technically taking another just gap semester before I transfer schools. But I'm going on to study exercise science. And my ultimate goal is to get my master's in athletic training.
Okay.
Oh,
Right on.
Cool.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So going through all this, like, was there any like obstacles other than, you know, the eating disorder and stuff like that? And even that, I kind of want to dig a little bit into it to kind of help people that might be going into the same situations as you. But for now,
Yeah, I've had quite a few obstacles. So I've had quite a few injuries. Omar's been here for most of them. Somehow they've all kind of happened in the last year or so. But going back to 3 years ago, I was in a car accident. And at the time, I just thought I had a mild concussion. And then 3 weeks later, my symptoms were just getting worse. And so I went into the ER and they said, no, you have a traumatic brain injury. So that was a 12 or 13 week recovery process, and I still have some deficits from it. So the left side of my body isn't as good as my right side. I'm able to balance a lot better on my right side, and I can process things on my right side a lot better. So that was my first one. And then it was a year after that, I tore my proximal hamstring tendon just stretching.
oh,
And so it was a partial tear, but it was enough to take me out of weight training for 12 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So that was about 2 years ago. That's when I first started working at the Y. And then a year ago, I broke a bone in my foot, or I fractured it. And so I was in a boot for 5 weeks. And then this past Thanksgiving, I dislocated one of my joints in my hand.
oh,
So that wasn't fun. And then 4 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I got another concussion.
jeez.
So,
What is this girl
No.
doing?
like all
Oh my
of this
goodness.
put together is like a full year of you just being out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One thing after another. And then this past summer, I've kind of dealt with some health stuff off and on for the past 8 years. I guess it was past like spring, I started getting a lot worse, and then I found out I had a condition called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and what it's POTS. And so like I stand up and my heart rate gets really high and my blood pressure drops.
Wow.
And so that, if I have a bad day, it affects my workout completely. And so that's kind of been another setback for me. And so it's been a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Wow.
you're still
Well,
going at it.
congratulations, though, on you continuing to strive, though,
Yeah.
even with
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
going
No,
on.
just
fine.
So,
still pushing.
great job.
So with
Have fun.
that, the POTS and everything, we have a family friend, one of my buddies I grew up with and stuff. His girlfriend has a similar condition or whatever I don't know. Anyways, and the way they kind of explained it to me was that like in like sometimes like in high level stressful situations, it can kind of affect you too. Is that kind of the case also?
Yeah, so they're kind of finding people get triggered by different things. And so mine is more stress and trauma related, more than anything. Sometimes if I'm sick, it will also flare up.
Right.
But for the most part, for me, if I'm stressed out, it's going to get a lot worse.
Yep,
Oh,
stress will get you. I mean, it
Oh,
just
yeah.
weakens the body. I mean, everything kind of goes down, and after that, if you're already, deficient in one area, it's not going to help any. So, but look at you go, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations on moving forward with all of that
Yes.
going on. Shout out
That's what I'm
you.
talking
Keep
about.
it up.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted you on. Because I mean, yeah, like you were saying, I was seeing you through all these injuries and stuff, and you're still getting it in the gym, trying to get in there in power meets and whatnot, still lifting. Thought it was awesome. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got to get you on there. You're
100%.
gonna set a good example for other people looking. Yeah, like, hey, quit being a weenie. Get
Yeah,
in
right.
there.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
You got
Yeah,
your
and with that
belly's hurting
being
a little
said,
bit.
there, what'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying your belly hurting a little bit.
Yeah, right. Nope.
Get
Get
in
up,
there.
get active.
There
And
you
with
go.
Omar saying that, would you have any advice for anybody, going with POTS or just recovering from an injury? What kind of advice would you give them on, just continuing to move forward in anything they're doing, whether it be going to the gym or just going to work?
I feel like pacing yourself, I kind of had to learn the hard way. I'm definitely someone where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna push through and I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
fine. Um, I've learned the hard way that that's not the best, so I kind of find like there are going to be bad days and maybe take it easier on those bad days and try to do your best on the good days. And so being able to find a good balance, and especially with injury recovery, like letting your body recover. There's been a couple times where I've hopped in a little bit too fast and then I get even worse, and so I have to bring it back a little bit. And so just being able to let your body rest when it needs to and just kind of listen to your body.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a big problem I had whenever I first like started like actually like lifting consistently. Is like I'd kind of just like tweak my knee or my back a little bit, and then I'd go the next day. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'll just push through it, and then it just get worse and worse and worse until I'm like I literally can't even lift anything or squat for whatever because my back or knee is just so messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna
It
say,
happened.
Yeah.
isn't that
I
something that recently happened to you, Allie? You messed up your back or something?
Yeah, I messed up my back last week. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. We found out my spine got a little bit decompressed because I wasn't stretching and rolling enough.
Goodness.
And so I went to a physical therapist a couple days after it happened, and he gave me some exercises. So it's doing much better. I'm skipping my deadlift day tomorrow, which is probably for the
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
best.
100%.
Me too.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we were.
And then
Go ahead.
just taking it easy.
Yeah. See that stretch, dude. Stretching is important.
Working on
Keep
it.
trying to tell these guys.
Very important.
Keep trying to tell these
That's
guys.
another thing I've had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. um. But yeah, that's crazy that you went through all that, and hey, are you still gonna try to go for that power meet or what?
Yeah, that's the goal. So according to the physical therapist, he just told me take it easy for a week. If it's worse, come back to me. We'll do a full eval. But the exercises he's given me have really helped my spine quite a bit, and so I'm thinking I'll be able to get back into my plan starting next week.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I
Sweet.
know I'm still benching. Um, I just have been careful about squatting and then no deadlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely no deadlifting for a little bit.
Right.
That's why I
Yeah.
hardly do deadlifts, just because just one little bitty bad movement and I mean, I'm not a fan of them, but I try to do them. But yeah,
Oh, I love
Right,
deadlifts.
dude. You gotta learn to
Deadlift.
love it.
I like doing them, no doubt about that, because I feel like I'm a strong man. I can pick up a lot of weight, but it's just that
You're not
one
that
little
strong.
bitty thing. You're like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
That's
That's usually happens. That's why
Because I can deadlift more than these two
Okay.
combined.
I knew
Put
you were
both
gonna
their
say
weight.
something. I should have known this was
These
coming.
guys are little.
Brian actually
Oh
quit
man.
deadlifting the last time we deadlifted
Shut
together.
up. Shut up.
Oh yep.
Mute that guy. Mute him.
Definitely mute him. No, but yeah, that's why you need people like me and Natalie. We gotta make sure everything is right before you lift that heavy
yes,
ass weight,
Mhm.
because stuff could
exactly.
happen. But
Yeah.
even then, a small incident can happen where like maybe those muscles are not fully recovered, like you were saying, and it still kind of messes it up. So
Well, for me,
definitely
it's
rest
not
is
Yeah,
fully
important.
woken up, because me, it takes a little bit longer for me to warm up. I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but you got to warm up the body, for me at least, warm it up really good, and then get into your heavier lifts.
yeah.
true that. What kind of exercises did the physical therapist have you doing?
He has me just laying on a roller, my hips are on the floor, and then just slowly moving it up my back because my pain starts in like kind of my mid back and then it goes lower. And so he just has me sitting on the roller just at certain points just to kind of stretch it out.
Yeah.
And regularly rolling my back, and then he has me just doing opening stretches to help with my rotation because that's where it's pinching the nerve
Okay.
when I'm turning. I'm forgetting the exercise. Just more rotations, except I'm in a quad position.
So
So
like some
hands and knees.
open book thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely working
yeah,
that thoracic spine, getting that stretch, getting loosened it up. Heck yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
So he gave me. They've been working really well, so that's good at
Yeah, I was
least.
about to say the good thing about going through these injuries, not saying that's a good thing to have injuries, but going through physical therapy and actually getting like that their perspective and kind of getting those ideas and seeing like what how this happened and how you can get better and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So you got to take in all that you can from them. Even if you
And
have a
besides
question like
stretching,
who's your
Ali, do you do anything else for recovery? Because I know you're going to be doing some powerlifting now. Do you do anything else in particular for recovery?
So that was the funny thing. I was going to the sauna and stretching for about 10 to 15 minutes every night for whatever body part I hit that day, and then just like some light back stretches. So I thought I was fine. Clearly, it wasn't
Yeah.
enough. So I need to up my routine to 15, 30 minutes every night. And then I always make sure I'm stretching before my
Mm-hmm.
workout, and then just mobility stuff, and then like a couple stretches afterwards. And so I found that's really important. I've noticed a huge difference when I've done mobility stuff before my workout as well.
Okay. Nice. Very
Oh yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm big into that. Dynamic stretches and stuff like that. Getting all those little leg swings,
Mm-hmm.
doing the
Yep.
exaggerated lunges and stuff, trying to get those hips loosened up.
Yeah, because mine just
Yeah.
are the worst, man. I'm like, especially when I first started, like I said, just loosening them hips up for me. Luckily, Omar did teach me the swings for the side and the front. Man, it takes
Hmm.
a while to loosen these old hips up. Even though these hips do not lie, folks. Just ladies and gentlemen, they
Ooh.
do not lie.
You heard it. You heard it here
You
first.
heard it here first.
But yeah, going back to the if you don't mind going into a little bit of what you first started was the eating disorder. So if somebody was going through that similar situation, what kind of things would you say to them? And how did you overcome that?
So mine actually wasn't really focused on like visually like how I looked or body dysmorphia, and it wasn't ever diagnosed as an eating disorder. I just kind of fell into those traits of disorderly eating of, oh, I check some of the boxes but not quite all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom passed away when I was 16. And so for me, I kind of just was like, oh, since I'm so upset, I'm just not going to eat. And so that's where I have this hard time of I made this habit of, oh, this is kind of like a way I can take, like, I can stop thinking about it because then I think about how I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I do struggle with something, I have a hard time because I kind of revert back to that because that's what I was used to at 16. Um, so I would definitely tell people like find ways to nurture your body. Make sure you're still trying to eat because I still, like I said, I still struggle with it. Sometimes 4 or 5 years later,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of disrupts me a little bit. So just making sure you're taking care of yourself and being able to go to the gym. I found if I do a workout, I'm hungrier, and so I'm more motivated to eat. And so being able to just kind of get out of those episodes and find things. Also, I found that if I reach out to family and friends and say, hey, let's go out to dinner
Mm-hmm.
or plan a lunch, that helps a
Yep,
lot.
absolutely. Well, good, good.
Or going up to my grandma's because she makes lots of food.
There you go.
And then I feel bad if I don't eat it.
Grandma's got it. There you go, grandma.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then one thing, what about the pots? What if you're having like a rough day on your pots? How do you keep moving forward with dealing with something like that? Because I mean, I guess that's got to be troubling. When you're getting up and then you get lightheaded or your heart just starts racing. For me, I'd be like, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm out. I'm gonna just go back to bed.
So if I'm working that day, it kind of depends on how bad it is. So I find like if I have to just do like a 4-hour floor shift, I'll kind of push through. I'll find times to just kind of rest. If I have clients and I know I can move them to another day, sometimes I'll kind of move them off and then I'll try to get a nap in that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found my entire Sunday is just dedicated to like sleeping and relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll do laundry, but just kind of making sure that my body gets enough rest. And I found a huge difference with that, just being able to have one day a week entirely motivated to letting my body recharge has been really good for me.
Yeah.
Good, absolutely.
And on those bad days, I've kind of figured out like just increasing my sodium intake helps a little bit, drinking lots of water, and just kind of pushing through lots of electrolytes,
Mm-hmm.
lots of body.
Is there like a
Yeah.
like a course of treatment for it, or is there just something like you just gotta push on through it, you know?
Not right now. I know I have one friend who has POTS, and I believe she is trying out a medication for it. That being said, I'm not currently on a medication,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just kind of just using sodium, electrolytes, water,
Yeah,
just trying to get myself through.
gotcha.
Yeah.
No. Finding ways to keep on rolling. That's what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Yeah.
Good job. Sweet. So body armor is your go-to, not Gatorade.
As of they have a line called Flash IV. That one's really good. And then I also do the liquid IV packets sometimes because those are easier to carry them around.
Yeah, I like those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried the Powerade ones. I think that's one of the ones.
Yeah.
Or the Propel. Is it Propel? I think it's Propel. They have
Probably.
Propel
They got
ones.
both. Shoot, they got a lot of them,
Yeah.
man. A lot of different ones.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good though. Especially for that.
So,
Yeah.
for the powerlifting meet coming up, do you have like a goals on what numbers you want to hit, or are you just kind of just doing it to get the experience and then go from there?
I have some goals, but I'm also trying to kind of keep myself like in line because with my pot, I don't know how much worse it'll get with the prep.
Right.
So my goal is to deadlift 315. My squat is my worst movement, so I want to try to do either 235 or 245. And then my goal is to bench about 155, 165. So we'll see.
That's still a lot of
Those
good
are pretty
weight.
good numbers.
I was gonna
Yes.
say that's more than Brian can lift, so that's really good.
Yeah.
Good job. Look at him.
I'm trying, okay? I'm trying.
He's trying. Yeah, we'll give him that.
You
We'll
know,
give him that.
the other day, whenever me and Brian worked out together, I came in the house.
Mute him. Mute him.
And
Oh.
I was telling Dad, I was like, you know, it's just one of those things. Everybody's got their own little category. You know, Brian's the tallest. Brian's like 6 foot. Omar's the oldest, but I'm the strongest. So
Yeah, let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
He just got those little tree trunks on him. That's why.
Yeah. He ain't stronger than me though. You ain't
That's
stronger.
a lie.
What are
Not
you
yet.
deadlifting, Omar?
Don't worry about it, dude. Okay, I'm still working. Okay. See, I
What?
had
AJ just started working and he just pulled what he did today.
Omar, ask
What
me
you
how
got?
much I deadlift.
yeah.
I'll tell
Hey,
you.
how much do you deadlift now? Like, what do you think
All
is
of
your
it.
PR now?
Ooh,
All of
all
it.
of it. Throw all the weights on there.
Oh, all of it. Okay.
All of it.
Okay.
What's the heaviest you got, Omar?
Heaviest, dude. I only got 405, so I can't even like talk too much.
Okay, yeah. You stay in your lane. 500 and up over here.
Nah.
500
Hey,
and up over
let's
here.
see. Let's hear
Ali,
from
what's
you.
the most you've deadlifted thus far?
I got 290 up past my knees, just couldn't lock it
Oh
out.
my
So
God.
I've gotten
That's
off the platform. I just haven't gotten it the full lockout. And then that day I also repped 275 for 2, which was my old max.
oh wow.
There you go.
And so I'm thinking if I can just nail my lockout on 290,
Yeah.
I'll be
I'm
good.
thinking Omar needs to take notes. Take notes, little boy.
Come on, man.
I will say deadlift is my favorite lift. Like squats, I don't do well with.
Yeah.
I have really long femurs, so it just doesn't work very well for me.
Yeah, you just got to figure out that little technique, and once you get it, you're in there. Cause
Yeah.
that was my worst. I hated doing squats. I hated doing deadlifts. The only thing I like doing is bench, and I'm not good at it. But yeah, I just gotta learn to love it. You gotta find ways, you gotta kind of compete with yourself. Like, dude, I'm gonna get it this time
Exactly.
and be on it.
Yeah.
But
So
oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna like. So you're looking in the near future for this powerlifting meet, and you're going back to school here next semester, right? And for exercise science and everything. So I
Yeah.
was just like, what's your game plan for going back to school at least? Like just like put your head down and just get through it the best you can, or
Probably I'll still be working full time on top of school.
oh wow,
So just pushing through
yeah,
Okay.
and hoping
Help
for the
her,
best.
Omar.
yeah.
Wow.
Yo, hey,
Teamwork, brother.
no, exactly. I said teamwork. Well, he said teamwork, but
Thank you.
I was talking. I was like, dude, chemistry. Let's team up because sometimes I don't understand that fully. She's doing
Yeah.
chemistry. I was like, dude, two brains is better than one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm sure
oh, go ahead.
to find people who can help me.
Yeah. So, what's your main goal? What after you get your master's? Like, what's your plans?
I have an uncle who works for the Arizona Cardinals. He's the lead recruiter.
Oh,
So it'd be cool working for the NFL.
oh,
Damn. Whoa, we fucked.
Need somebody.
I'm out.
We'll see what happens, but like, it would be cool working for the NFL, especially having like an
Yeah,
uncle
absolutely.
as a lead recruiter. I feel like that's enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows somebody
Away
that knows
it.
somebody to get you in somewhere.
Exactly.
Once I get my physical therapy thing, I'm gonna hit you up to get me a couple things up. I can
Okay, hold on. Let me get my foot in the door first.
Right? Yeah, you're right. But right on, dude. That was awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear all this stuff. What you've overcome, what you're going through, and you're still pushing through. Going to that meet, gonna be killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have
Is
to touch
there
base after the meet maybe and see how it went, or
Yes.
just touch base with you again on
Oh,
where
yeah.
you progressed. That's awesome. It's great, hearing your story. Everything's been great with you. So cool.
Yeah, it was nice meeting both of you as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Save the whales.
What'd you say?
Save the whales.
Save the whales, dude.
Whales.
Save the whales.
Dolphins. I just found out.
Fuck the seals. Save the whales.
Yeah. No, that's the one that I found out. No, is the manatees that are becoming extinct, and the manatees are actually pretty cool because they're.
Okay, this guy's nerding out right now. So, everybody, thank you so much for choosing health. It's been a pleasure having Ali on this podcast again, and thank you again. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you very much, Ali.
You guys too.
Take it easy. Later.